Sent out to Jalen Hyatt, but he can't escape. Tough wrestling match. That's Cam Smith.
If you're playing in the SEC, you're always going to be battle tested, especially at the cornerback position. What's up, everybody? Ken Swanson, Sean Barber, about to break down Cam Smith out of South Carolina. This is presented to you by Miller Lite. Barber, thoughts on Cam Smith?
Man, real quick, man, I played with a lot of cornerbacks that graduated out of the University of South Carolina. The Gamecocks don't play. One thing they do is they know how to teach technique, they know how to teach leverage, mirrored ability, and man coverage. Going back to the days of Dante Robinson, man, it's just a number of cornerbacks who I've played with over my career, and I'll see which one of these guys measures up to Cam Smith when we check out the tape. What else do you think about Cam Smith?
I just think it's interesting that she's had a top 30 visit with him recently. I'm paying attention to that because this is a guy that makes a lot of sense for them on the field. It's Cam Smith, the cornerback out of South Carolina. Let's take a look.
Hooker flips it, stabs it out of the backfield, and he is chopped down immediately by Cam Smith. 4th down now.
Barber, what you like about Cam Smith?
He's long, he's fast, he's aggressive, he's a knowledgeable zone defender with great eyes, great technique. He has great mirror ability when his man. He plays with the proper leverage. He's a DB coach's dream. He can come into any defense, and you can find a place for this guy. He's a playmaker. He has great hands. He has knowledge about how to play the game of football. And he looks like a kid that actually loves playing the game.
I think there's some inside-outside versatility to him that we could see. You know, I think he's a guy that could kick into the slot if you want him to play a little bit out there. I think he's a good outside corner as well. Maybe not necessarily the biggest guy, but he definitely plays bigger, you know, than the frame that he has. You know, he's bigger than the 180 pounds he's kind of listed at. The way he plays, because he's willing to be physical. He's willing to scrap. He's willing to fight down in and down out. You know, I think there's a versatile skill set to him, you know, that can be utilized in a lot of different ways and kind of be weaponized for a smart defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I love the way he uses his hand. He has long hands, long wingspan, and he uses them. He doesn't allow running backs and receivers to get away from him. So he's a great tackler. I think all in all, again, he's a good ball player.
Yeah.
He understands how to make plays, when to make plays, when to go for big hits, and when to just get a guy down. Sometimes the big hit isn't always there. Like right there, I love how he comes out of his zone, come out of his man coverage to make up for a guy who was going to be almost gifted a touchdown, and he makes it a tackle for loss. Sure tackle in the open field, always keeps his shoulders over his feet, over his toes, runs through the tackles. You just see a very consistent ball player right here.
I love the confidence he plays with, and I'm not talking about, you know, talking trash. What he sees, he's usually right.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to click and close with confidence, and he's not going to, you know, try to slow down and break down out of fear. He trusts what he saw. He trusts what, you know, his technique. He trusts, you know, his film preparation, and he's going to fly down and make a commitment and make a play at full speed. And that's where, you know, you see, you know, maybe he isn't necessarily the biggest guy in this class of the cornerback position, but how often is he actually getting fooled? You know, I think that's something, especially, you know, I think when you put him a little bit farther away from the football, you know, when he's getting to see the things develop in front of him, boy, there's just a lot of plays to be made out there for Cam Smith.
Well, I'm going to love this guy because I played with two guys. When I was in Philadelphia, I played with a guy, Sheldon Brown from the University of South Carolina. And then my last year, my 10th year in the league, when I was with the Houston Texans, I played with Dante Robinson. Both of those guys came from South Carolina. It's a certain brand of football they teach there, and their defensive secondary has been one of the best. I know everybody thinks it's University of Washington is DBU. I'm gonna defunct that. I think South Carolina is DBU, and I love Cam Smith.
The comp that we have in the KCSN draft guide for Cam Smith, Joe Hayden.
Ooh, we love that.
Like that one a little
love
bit.
That.
Yeah. So that's Cam Smith, the cornerback out of South Carolina.